welcome to the third installment of the Legion of Clods podcast. This episode is basically going to be Smash, the podcast. So sit back and enjoy. I am joined by Scott and Taylor today.
Hi, I'm Taylor.
Hi, I'm Scott.
This is a lie. They're both lying to you.
You're right, I'm Logan.
You're right, I'm Garrett.
Oh no. Well, this is going everywhere really quickly. So, to start off, what has everyone been playing recently that isn't Smash? Well, Taylor excluded. Since you're the only one.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can start then. I've been playing, last weekend I got Dark Souls 2, and, which we've already discussed the hell out of the Dark Souls series and Bloodborne and all that stuff, so I won't really waste our time on that too much.
Garrett's not here to join in with you either, so it's just going to be like blankly talking.
Yeah, I haven't gotten super far into it. A lot of the gameplay differences between it and Dark Souls 1 are kind of frustrating, honestly. And
Would you
so
say it's easier?
No,
there's a
it's
big
difficult.
argument.
It's difficult, but in a different way. It feels more frustrating, which is not a good thing. But
Would you say there's any mechanicals that are like greatly improved? Like,
personally, I kind of like the way they did the jumping mechanics. It's still not a great jumping method.
You're not supposed to like the jumping.
But yeah, compared to
Oh, never mind. Sorry, thought we weren't recording. Everything's fine. Everything's
okay.
great.
But yeah, in Dark Souls 1, to jump, you had to run by holding B, and then you jump by pressing B again. And so that was always very awkward to do. In Dark Souls 2, you have the option to do that, or you can instead have it so that when you run by holding B, you can press in the left thumbstick to jump, which is still really awkward, but better than having the same button do the jump, which I like, even though I've fallen several times because I keep thinking it's the other method, the other more stupid method. But yeah, that's Dark Souls 2. I haven't really gotten far enough to elaborate more than just the base mechanics and stuff. But the other game I also got was oh shoot, what was the full middle Earth Shadow of Mordor.
Oh,
which
yes.
We'll
go into depth of later.
Is incredibly fun.
Oh, that's what you meant when you said Mordor.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the new action role-playing, whatchamacallit, open-world sandboxy game in which you play a ranger from the Black Gate of Gondor, and you run around hunting orcs and use ghost powers to kill them and stuff like that. Since I assume that's one of our news items, I guess I probably shouldn't go too deep into it right now.
Yes, and sadly you will be the only one who has much knowledge on this, because I haven't looked into it too much, but...
Well, it's a lot of fun, and you should all play it. But anyways, those are the games I've played this week, so I guess I'll hand it over to Scott then.
Oh, I thank you. It's quite heavy. Anyway, so... Pretty much, I've just been playing Borderlands with you, Logan, and
Yes.
Other than that, I started Ghost Trick today, Phantom Detective, continuing my line of Capcom games for the DS that no one's played.
Hoorah. Giving that DS some attention.
Tell me about it. I'm loving the game so far. The art style's really, really cool, because like the sprites, when they like come on screen to talk, have like a really unique drawing style, and then the like overworld moving doohickey people. There's like I have no idea how to describe it. Like if you just go look up a video of any sort of anything playing out on screen, you'll see what I mean. But there's just something very entrancing about the way people move.
If you give me a link, I will put it in the description of the video.
Okay, I'll do that later so that we don't get a Skype sound.
Yeah. So I'll do that later.
Yeah, it's really cool. I love the premise, which is like that you start the game and you're like put straight into a.
The premise is you start the game.
Yeah, the premise is you start the game, and right away when you start the game, you're dead, and
Oh well.
yeah, and so
That
the
happened.
whole plot of the game is that you're dead, and you can possess objects and manipulate them to, well, like move them and stuff, and
I just
essentially,
kind of imagine the like when we play TTT and someone dies, just a box slowly moving towards you, like, hey, that's gone.
but essentially, you die like the game starts at like I think like 7 o'clock p.m. and you're told that you will cease to exist the following morning. So you have to figure out who you are and who killed you and why and what's
It
going
was
on.
Colonel Mustard with the candlestick in the dining room.
Indeed. And like all Capcom games, no one's hair makes any sense. So
Oh
that's
God.
great. Yeah, that is pretty much it.
Cool. Well, I've been playing Borderlands with you, which has been an experience. And by experience, I mean we're like flying through the game at speeds that no human should finish that game. But
That's actually when I was about to take one of my midterms today. One of the guys I was sitting at the table with, he's like, "Yeah, Borderlands 1 is one of those games where you feel like everything's going at a nice pace, and then suddenly you're just done."
yeah, and the thing was that at one point I know recently, like right before we stopped, like got through most of the New Haven quest, and it's like you have more stuff on the bulletin board, and then we just picked up like 10 more quests. So it's like, oh well, now we've got a lot of things to do.
The bounty board.
The
Hopefully
bounty
we can. Hopefully we can just like motor through that before the pre-sequel next week.
I mean, it's not like I have anything to do this weekend, so that's probably what we're going to be doing, other than
Well,
me editing this.
I'll be doing things both days, but probably not in the evening.
Yeah.
Do kids not have homework to do?
We don't talk about that.
Oh, okay. I'm
I
sorry.
pretend it doesn't exist until like it's
I-
due, then I do it.
I said the forbidden word. I'm sorry.
I mean, I
You
did like
have brought the evil into this.
I
I've
did
brought
all the
shame upon
homework
this
that I was-
family.
I did all the homework that I can do, and the homework that's assigned is logic, sequences, and something else, and
You know, video games.
and I can't. Anyway, say something now, Logan.
So, and then other than that, I've been playing Hyrule Warriors, which has been one of the most magical experiences. And by magical, I mean I get to kill a lot of things, and it makes me happy. That's basically the basis of things. And also, it's also basically like micromanagement the game, which for some reason is fun to me. So, that's a fun thing. Except for when, the AI is stupid. It's like, hey, that enemy's trying to take over our keep. Stop them. And it's like, well, we're getting overwhelmed here. It's like, look, I just ran in single-handedly, took out 3 people that are like really big, burly people. Then took the keep for ourselves. Why am I the only one doing work here? So, it's fun.
Because you're the hero, Logan. No one else can accomplish anything.
The hero of time, and I think in this one, like, the hero of dimensions. This point, Link is just the hero of all things. But, and then alongside that, I've been playing Smash a lot, clearly. And then... Smashy. And then I actually bought a game today called Contrast, which is a lot of fun and a really unique concept, I think. It's basically you play as this... I don't know the whole story yet because it's kind of one of those games where again it throws you in. It's kind of like there's already an established story that you learn yourself later in. So like it's like the opposite of dramatic irony, where it's like the characters don't know what's going on but you do. But in this
There's
case,
a word for that.
it's dramatic irony.
No, there's another word though that I'm thinking of.
Then it's like the opposite of that. Basically, it's where the characters know what's going on, but you have no idea, and then you learn as time goes on. So, but basically, you play as this acrobatic steampunk-dressed woman, and she can basically turn into a shadow. So you kind of have like a shadow puzzles. So you use the shadows on the wall to like get up to higher levels and stuff. And it's been a lot of fun, and the story of it's actually pretty interesting. And there's one of those events where it's like, oh, I just want to see how this plays out, and it turns out I failed because you're supposed to do something in the middle of the event. Those are always fun.
In media res, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's yeah. Sorry.
I may have dramatic irony wrong too, and
No, I think you've got dramatic. Well, actually, I don't know. I can't say anything. But
I don't remember. It's one of the ironies is when you know something that's happening to the characters that the characters don't know. It's one.
Yeah,
form of
you're
irony.
right.
Okay, yeah,
You're right. It is dramatic irony.
right. Well, that's what I've been playing. It's been
Glad
fun.
we cleared that up.
Yes.
Little literary lesson.
The more you know, shooting star.
Shooting stars.
Yes, Scott. All right,
Yeah,
so moving on to what we have for news today. We're just gonna start with this to get it out of the way, so Taylor doesn't have to cry. Smash Brothers was released. Yay, the hype! Yay!
I'm gonna go play
yeah.
League while you nerds talk about this.
Okay.
Have fun.
So yes, Smash Brothers has been released, and I went to a midnight releasing of it. It was great and wonderful. There were so many nerds there, and I got to be friends with people of my own kind for once. Doesn't happen very often. But
French.
But yes, that is a game that has come out. I basically unlocked all the characters and stages in like a day. It was basically like play Smash, get through class, play Smash, get through class, play Smash for the rest of the day. And that was my first experience with it. I have been maining the Wii Fit trainer.
The male Wii Fit trainer.
male
Don't forget to
Wii Fit
specify that you're the one Claude in the universe who mains the male Wii Fit trainer.
I'm the one Claude in the universe who's maining the Wii Fit trainer at all.
Yeah.
No one else has. I've played some online. I've not seen a single other person be the Wii Fit trainer. So
Such a bizarre character addition.
it's so wonderful. You do yoga poses to attack people. How is that not the best thing?
You know how annoying it was when me and Ray faced each other when we were both the Wii Fit trainer, and every time she does anything, she whistles or blows a whistle, so the entire battle was just a bunch of whistling.
Yeah, that's only when you do the stronger attacks, though. So,
I.e., 90% of the time.
you know what? But yeah, so Scott, your thoughts and excitements and blah blah blah.
Well, yeah, I like it. Obviously, I always tend to like switch in modes to all kind of like games like that and stuff, to where if a game or just any subject matter in general has like one side of things where people are uber competitive and then one side of things where people are uber not competitive, I usually like have a button for each side. But yeah, I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Right now, I'm maining Palutena, and for the most part,
Palutena makes me sad, and not like in the sense of like Palutena is bad. It's just going against Palutena, like the auto reticle specifically, is one of the worst things to me.
I really love to play as Rosalina, but that's always like a hit or miss thing whether I can do good with her, because there was actually one guy I faced today. He's the first person I've ever faced who, like, anytime the Luma was on stage, he just immediately targeted the Luma instead of
do
me.
that.
And I was like, well, what kind of prejudice has spawned this man? But
I just don't like the Luma being around because it'll always attack me from behind, so I get rid of it before I get rid of anything else. Although I played a for fun match the thing last night, and the poor Rosalina did not stand a chance against that Luma. Didn't stand a chance against me. Like, while everyone else was attacking each other and Rosalina, I'm like, this Luma's getting out of here. I don't want it.
I wish that one thing I wish that they did have in like the online mode is I wish that they had a 1 versus 1 for fun mode, because
Yeah,
I'm usually really bad at things that aren't 1-on-1. Like I usually do really really well at 1-on-1, but when it's like 4
It's very hard to
free
keep
for
up.
all, it's really hard to keep up for one, and then for other you can just it's really hard for you to perform well just
Yeah.
in general too, because
And the other
you know.
thing is, like, and it's a thing I think we finally figured out what it is, but the lag, oh my god.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
know that I wish Raymond were actually here for this one because he would have so much to say, and
Yeah, unfortunately, it's completely dependent on if one person in the match has a bad internet connection, it just destroys everything.
Which is very sad. And it's so much fun to play. Like I love playing online, but the problem is like the other night when I was playing on it, I actually did a check, and I had at least a second of latency, and I know that sounds like nothing bad whatsoever. Like you hear that, like, well, if you're not a fighting game player, but you hear that, you're like, oh, a second, that's no big deal. But that in that time span, the things that happen, it's just like, well, my moves aren't responding. Like I fell off the stage like twice, and I could have recovered had I had no lag.
Yeah, that's
But
the one thing about the lagging is like sometimes I can deal with the like freezing and frame dropping, but when you're not sure if it registered your button input or not
well,
is
it
a
leads
big problem.
it leads to the panic of trying to recover while falling off stage, and that's what I always do is I panic because I'm like, did I recover? And I'll press like the jump button. It's like, nope, and I'll press the jump button again. It's like, well, you just jumped twice, and now you have no idea where you are. I'm like, great. Now I lost a life because of that.
But yeah, I like it a lot. There's one thing that's both. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but because on one hand, I'm like, ugh, but then on the other hand, it's actually getting quite convenient. Is it seems like, um, and I don't know the exact number because I haven't counted it up, but it seems like everyone's down special is a counter now,
Yeah,
uh,
well,
which it's not. It's probably only like 8 people out of the like 30
but it does.
something.
But I can see it does feel like it. Yeah.
But it's like like almost everyone has a counter now, and the counter has been very useful. Don't get me wrong; like I've been using it
Oh
a
yeah,
lot,
of
but
course.
there was one thing. Of course, there was a lot of like groaning, I guess we'll say, about the clone characters being Dr. Mario, Dark Pit, and Lucina. Uh,
I will say that the one that I think I can say is I can accept out of it is Lucina, mostly because Lucina doesn't feel like a reskin to me.
well, she is though, because the only difference between her and Marth is the sweet spot on their swords. But either way, the thing is one thing I was really confused about when I was on the character select screen is I was like, why are they like? Usually they group like the characters from the games together. It's like all the Mario characters are together, all the Zelda characters, all the Kid Icarus characters, and all that, and then like the third party ones are all together. But the Dr. Mario, Dark Pit, and Lucino were just on their own, away from their games. I was like, what? And I read somewhere that that Sakurai is acknowledging the fact that they're clones, and so he just made a clone group in the roster.
Okay.
And so it's like,
Because I played as Dr. Mario, and then I played as Mario because I just wanted to play as every character just to make sure that there were characters that other characters that I could enjoy like Midriff Suit Samus.
like Midriff. Dark Pit is a little bit different than Pit, I think.
He does have some different. He does have a different moveset. Not
He's the most non-cloney of the three. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure, but his Final Smash is also different,
yeah.
like completely different. Because Dr. Mario's is just Mario's with pills, and who was the third one? I already forgot.
Lucina.
Oh yeah, Lucina. Yeah, Lucina's is actually no, yeah, Lucina's is the same as Marth's.
For some reason, I was thinking Lucina. I got Lucina and Robin mixed up. For some
Yeah,
reason.
that's why I hesitated because I was like, no, that's Robin's, who I can never win as.
Robin seems hard to play. Like I've seen people, like other people have played as her, and it's especially if you're up against a fast character. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that she has like the potential to be really powerful because I guess they balanced her by making her lose her tome all the time. But I don't know. I do like her down special though. It's really fun how it like traps you and then you heal off of people. It's like the life steal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smash Run's a great thing.
Smash Run is a great thing. It's kind of boring to do alone, but I think it'd be a lot of fun
I've
to do
actually
it.
gotten a lot better at it and started to enjoy it more. Like, I think once you kind of realize what to do, it gets a little more fun. That's how I feel.
I miss the inclusion of a subspace emissary / adventure mode, kind of thing, because I don't remember about the Nintendo 64 version, but they had adventure mode in the previous games, and
I
it's
think they
just like
tried
you
to
know,
recreate it with classic mode, kind of.
no, the games have always had classic
Well,
mode. Yeah, they've always had classic mode and an adventure mode and all star mode, and
wasn't it kind of like wasn't the subspace like your way of unlocking characters last game?
yeah, that was how you unlocked characters in that one. And I think that in Melee, characters were mostly unlocked via like random things such as like fight 50 battles or do this thing
Yeah.
or something. I don't actually remember that much, but no, I do know that like and also the other thing, and it's like minor details that don't really affect the gameplay that much, but like I missed like the big epic opening of the game like Melee and Brawl had.
That's what it. Okay.
That
See,
came before the
I
title screen.
feel like I kept feeling like whenever I played the game, I felt like something was missing, and there's
Yeah.
something like like whenever I opened the demo, I'm like it felt like a demo, but then when I opened the real game and it opened about the same way, I was like, well, this still feels like the demo to me
Yeah, and maybe they'll do it with the Wii U version. Maybe it was like a space constraint or something.
because this thing already like murders the 3DS, which is lovely.
Yes. I'm still highly impressed. Like, technology has come quite a ways for this streamlined amount of gameplay to work on a handheld, but
I
you're
love
right. It
having
does.
it in handheld though.
It
Like,
does. It does eat the 3DS's RAM alive.
if we could talk about the one thing that I think I like the most about this game is the fact that I can now do it in a handheld and play it wherever I want to. I could just walk to a store, and if I'm waiting on someone, I can just sit down and play like Smash now, which is great to me.
I'm really glad that they did wait this long to do that because there were a lot of like thoughts I think about doing it a few years back, and there actually is a DS version of Brawl. It's made by the people that made Project M, but the like graphics and stuff are essentially on par with Mario Party DS, which was essentially on par with Nintendo 64 anything.
Oh my.
So, I mean, it's like, so I'm glad that they waited because they could have totally made a Smash Brothers for just the DS, but it would have been not as good.
Yeah.
Whereas this one is very good, very very pleased, very
One
pleased.
of the things that I did talk to someone in one of my classes with, though, is it's one of the problems that I will have with any game with it when it gives you a challenge mode. When you get to page 2 of the challenge page, there's a bunch of Street Pass stuff. I don't Street Pass nearly enough people to be able to ever fulfill those things, and that's
Yep.
a problem for me. That's one of the things is that I think that Street Pass is very popular in Japan,
Yeah,
and I imagine that the like 3DSs are a lot more popular in Japan as well. So when you go through Japan, it's probably more likely to have someone with a 3DS. You're in a probably Street Pass someone, one or two people.
I
And
mean,
if the challenges
yeah.
weren't like defeat 20 people in Street Pass, I'd be fine with that. But you've got to do these special like knock someone else's token into another token and kill the other person with that. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
What do you think I'm gonna be street passing like a billion people? No. On a regular day-to-day basis, I pass maybe 2 to 3 people. And not usually at the same time, it's usually in spaces. So if I ever want to do that, I have to wait a long time. But that would be one of my only complaints, that, and if anyone has bad internet, it completely murders online play.
yeah. Then again, that's true for a lot of things.
Yeah.
It just takes a different form. Like, I'm trying to think if I have any like major complaints with it. Other than like the epic opening, which isn't a major complaint, that's just like
Yeah. And like I
That's
said,
just
the
preference.
Street Pass is like one of my only complaints with the game. Is that,
and that's just for challenges.
and
So it
it's just
doesn't
for
really
challenges. It's not even like a big
affect.
affecting like the play style of the game.
Yeah, I think that they integrated Street Pass was cool. I don't really like know what the payout of doing the token thing is. Like I know you
I've
get
actually
equipment and stuff. But
I've gotten to most of the like the drops you can get to like customize your characters. Like,
oh, that was the thing I was going to mention. So one thing is like they added the new like customizable move sets, which I think is really cool. They also added customizable equipment, which personally I'm like, why does this have to be here? It's like it's too complicated. Why can't we just
Oh God,
I don't have a I don't have a
that
problem with it
equipment.
existing. Like it's not like an issue. Well, it kind of is,
It's an
but
issue for me because they're going to be if I ever play custom games, and that's the thing. I like that they don't allow that online, kind of.
yeah. It's like, but the thing is, I wish there was some sort of separation of the custom movesets and the custom movesets and the equipment. Because now it's like, if I wanted to just use custom movesets online, you can't because of
Right,
the
right.
equipment and stuff. Because you could like get some OP equipment, and plus there's just so much of the equipment. I'm like, I don't want to micromanage in a Smash Brothers game. Uh,
Also, I'm so sorry,
like,
Taylor.
Yeah.
but the complaint I had along with that is that if you choose a random fighter and if you have just the custom mode turned on, it will randomize your fighter, moves, and equipment, which we discovered the other day when I was playing Peach and was as fast as a speeding bullet.
Oh, that is. I will say that is one of my favorite things in the most recent Smash run. I don't remember who I was playing as. I think I was just playing as my me because I'm trying to beat it with 5 different people. But I played it as my me. I got so much speed. Like I think I picked up, like I think it was like 500. Like one of the levels. I think I got like up to 700 and something in the speed. I was flying through that stage. I was like, I don't even know where I was half the time. I was like, oh, sup enemies, I'm gonna go run this way. Peace. So that was a fun thing with.
That's one aspect I like about Smash Run is that the final battle is not always just a normal like Smash thing.
It could be anything.
It could be anything, like, so that way, like, focusing on one particular power up isn't always the best option because you don't know what it's going to be. Because at the end of the day, I got to jump the highest thing, and I was like,
Oh,
oh,
the jump the highest thing made me so sad because I got someone who had like super hops. Like for instance, Zero Suit Samus, her jumps are like higher than anyone else's. You get Zero Suit Samus in a jump contest, you win. I mean, it's basically that.
I love Sushi Samus now.
Like if you get someone like Little Mac, you're just done.
Little Mac.
Speaking
talk
of
about that.
Little Mac, terrible transitions. Little Mac has apparently invaded For Glory.
Yes, which I mean, I kind of like we saw it. You could have seen it coming, especially since like when we did Smash Fest, however many months ago that was, when the first people in line to play the game demo all played as Little Mac.
Yeah.
It's like Little Mac is kind of like
You watching your
actually-
words there, friend?
no. I was gonna compare it to League, but now I'm like you can't compare it to League because the meta changes at the drop of a hat.
They took
But I was
everything
gonna
in my power not to
I was
say.
gonna say it's basically just like I don't know, one of those like easy win top laners.
Yeah, and I mean the thing is like the thing was when I played as Little Mac, I was like, oh god, Little Mac's really cool and stuff, and it's like, yeah, but when I found out that I can't recover as him, and it's just a personal thing, like he hits like a truck but does not
Yeah.
recover well, and at least for me, if you're terrible at the game.
Yeah, and it's like I don't like hate Little Mac or anything. I do not enjoy playing him. Like I don't think he's that interesting of a fighter. Just for my personal taste.
Well, I mean,
But,
he is a boxer. He's literally the straightest kind of fighter you can be.
exactly.
And the thing is like
He is really good, and unfortunately, that makes him very often played on for glory. And if you don't know how to handle him, then it's just like meh.
I have.
But-
I'm gonna put a link in the description about the article that I found it from. But yeah, people like basically it has links to so many people's Twitter, and oh my god, there's got to be at least 20 tweets of people going, For Glory would be a lot of fun if Little Mac wasn't always there. Then other people were like, I was really hoping to main Little Mac, but now I'm not going to because everyone else is.
It's gonna be Meta Knight all over again.
Oh, wait, what was I gonna send you a link for earlier?
Gameplay of Ghost.
Oh,
Ghosties.
okay. I'm gonna just type that in so I don't forget.
Yeah, I was gonna say someone else should put the description because I'm afraid to leave this window because I might just stop recording, and that's not what I want. I don't want to do that. I don't want to
Play of Ghosties. Anyway,
I mean,
Oh wow, there's a video for it on the official Capcom YouTube channel. Anyway, so yeah,
Little Mac. Little Mac.
Little Mac.
Little Mac gets everyone up.
Now I kicked the feathers out of a Little Mac with Rosalina, so he's not like
The
invincible.
What? Like, I could understand kicking the feathers out of someone like Falco, but Little Mac?
Shut up, you.
Is this like poor censorship?
I guess so.
Because
Man, I'm gonna feather him
I'm gonna feather him right in
his feathers. Anyway, but yeah, so it's not like he's unbeatable, but he's like really irritating to go up against one after another, and then it's almost like an unbreakable cycle because it's like if you find someone who counters Little Mac, which I can't like think of one particular person off the top of my head. Maybe there's someone who has a counter, which is everyone. But
all of them actually counter Little Mac. Little did we
everyone
know.
counters Little Mac. Who would know? But if you find someone who counters him, people are going to start playing as that person all the time too, just to counter the Little Macs. And so then you have like let's say who would counter Little Mac? I guess just anyone who's like extremely projectile based. So like Duck Hunt. Let's say
Duck Hunt.
Let's say Duck Hunt
Hunt,
counters
huh?
Little Mac. I don't know if he really does.
I
But
love Duck Hunt though. I can never actually play a serious game with Duck Hunt, but if I ever just want to mess around with someone, that's what I'm gonna play.
But yeah, so then it's like for glory, it's just all Duck Hunt and Little Mac. But
Well, I mean, in theory, that's how any sort of balanced game should work, is each character sort of counters a different one, or at least that's one way to balance out a game.
Little
is to
Mac
sort of
wrecks
make
everything and doesn't
Yeah.
really have much. Like he probably does have a counter, and if anyone watches this, if they they're into the brawl meta right now, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, this person counters Little Mac. Little Mac isn't anything. But yeah, sorry, you can continue what you were saying. I just blurted in.
I was saying that in a properly balanced game, that is one way to do it, is sort of make a rock, paper, scissors type thing, where each character counters a few other ones and are countered by others, sort of like how Team Fortress 2 did it, where like each class sort of directly counters a different one, and they have a few different like cycles, like Pyro beats Spy, Spy beats Engineer, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Engineer beats Scout.
I'm reading a thing, and it said a lot of people are saying that Sheik is a good counter for him because
Sheik's
apparently,
fast.
yeah, and Sheik's like intended play style is to get people in the air and keep them in the air.
Yeah, so that would
So-
make a lot of sense because Little Mac's the worst thing to get in the air.
Yeah, I want to get into Sheik. I never liked her in the past games, but for some reason,
Phrasing boom. Anyways,
You did it.
But yeah, well, time to look up Sheik Rule 30.
oh, you watch yourself there, buddy.
Anyway, but yeah, so because in the past, for some I just never understood any of her kit, like her neutral special, where I always just thought she was jingling keys.
Oh yeah, it's what it kind of looks like.
I was like, well, what do? Unlock someone's door? What am I supposed
No,
to
you
do?
unlock their face with a bunch of knives.
And then I don't think I don't know if it was if it was her side special in Brawl, but I know it was in one of the games where her side special she just like threw a chain forward,
Uh-huh.
and then that was it, and you could like twirl it around and stuff. And for some reason, that just didn't sit well with me. And now in this new game, her side special is she throws like this bomb on a string and it implodes.
Yeah, that bomb on the string confused me the first time I threw it. I'm like, what happened? What'd I do? And then it blew up. I was like, what is that? What has happened? Things are just exploding around me. I don't understand.
Things have changed and I don't like them.
Oh, I'm not that kind of a person. But, yeah, so that's fun, yeah. I'm trying to think of anything else to say. And I guess also the other thing that I was thinking is, at first, when I was thinking about, like, well, of course a bunch of people are going to play as Little Mac. He's one of the new characters. But then I thought of all the new characters on the roster. I'm like, oh, wait. Because you've got, like, Greninja and Duck Hunt and Bowser Jr. or any
What
of the
about-
Koopalings.
What about Mega Man, though?
Mega Man's and
Yeah,
Pac-Man. I can't play as Mega Man. It's just a personal thing.
Well, I've heard he's, like, really strange. Isn't he, like, all of his basic attacks are, like, ranged.
projectiles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, I can't. Like, he's just one that I can't. It's not that he's a bad character, like any stretch. It's just I just can't personally. I'm like, what do?
Yeah, if I eventually get this game, I would probably want to main as Mega Man, just because Mega Man was a huge part of my childhood. And like when I saw the release trailer and the music and like the pumpy rock version of it, I was like, oh my god, I need this in my life.
Well, I'm getting the Wii U version, so like, of course, whenever we actually see each other again, that's the thing we can play.
Yeah, that was the thing I kind of wanted to ask is if I were to get Smash Brothers, should I get it for the 3DS or the Wii U? Because I would have to buy the console either way, and I don't really want to get both.
Honestly, I feel like the 3DS is more worth it if you're not going to be playing things with other people. Like, I know that sounds kind of weird, but like if you're not planning on like getting a group of people together to come over to a house, or I guess in your case your dorm, to play Smash Brothers, then you're probably better off getting the 3DS version. But if you plan on often having people over and stuff, and that's the only reason I'm gonna end up getting it on the Wii U, is because I want to play it with other people whenever I can like invite people over or whatever. And just be like, we could all play Smash together on the console. And it's more local versus online, basically.
I mean, you can still do online on the Wii U, but
Yeah. I feel like the Wii U's better for a local thing. It's like if you're going to a party or something, or you're throwing a party, a Smash party.
But the Wii U version will be like it'll be like the quote unquote superior game, but
it'll look cleaner. It'll be cleaner. It'll kind of have fixes. It'll be touched up, look nice, have a little pretty bow on top.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, the 3DS, I believe, is like the graphics are cel shaded, which does look really good on portable stuff, but it's still cel shaded, which doesn't look as good as like the normal, console CG. But
it's also, I guess, what kind of games you want to would also depend on the system. Like, think about other games that you want to buy. Don't just think about Smash Brothers for.
Yeah, because you're gonna get a console, then.
And if anything else, I could constantly just look out for a 3DS XL or 3DS. I would suggest getting an XL personally. By the way,
you should do it. You should wait for the new 3DS, like I am.
There's no telling when that's coming out, though.
That's been my biggest problem with getting a 3DS is they keep changing the versions and making new ones, and it's like, which one do I buy?
The XL, like,
I just want to play the video games.
Currently, at like the generation, the way it's working now, the XL is the best to get. And not even because, like, I don't even think it runs that much better. It might run better. I don't know.
No, it's got the same hardware, but it does look much nicer.
It's a bigger screen. It's the ads say 90% bigger screen. It's much more worth having. It's a little less portable, but still just as portable, basically.
Okay.
It's bigger and bulkier. They actually there's a game store around here. I can look and see. They take use old game systems and new game systems too. I can look and see what they have.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. It would probably be like a birthday or Christmas thing, since I kind of need to make a list for that for my parents, because they'll be bothering me eventually. Yeah. But yeah,
I'll look at the shops for you and stuff. See what's around here, since there's some stuff around here. But yeah, I would suggest the 3DS probably. Again, unless because the Wii.
Because to be honest, if we ever have get-togethers and stuff, there's two out of us, or I guess three if you include Jason, out of us that have the Wii U and that are going to have it. So chances are, if you wanted to do it in a group, it's going to be possible without you getting one.
I would say even more technically though, with your case, Scott, is it's more of two of us have one, because since yours isn't technically yours, it's your brother's.
Yeah, that's true.
With mine, I own this. I bought that with my own money. It is mine. It is 100% mine, and no one else can claim that it's theirs. But yeah, so I would say it's more worth it. But going along with the 3DS, one of the great things that happened is an update came along. Now the 3DS has themes, and I think it's the greatest thing. Scott got to witness me the moment that update came out. I saw the spot pass thing on my 3DS. I'm like, what is this? I opened it up. I'm like, this better be the theme thing. And it's like, we're gonna update your system. I'm like, it's the theme, Scott. They've come.
No, that is not how you said it. The exact way that it went was system update, Scott. Oh man, I really hope the themes are coming. Scott! Theme shop!
And, I mean, yeah, I was excited. I now
I was
have
excited.
oh god, I forgot the name of the game. Oh no.
Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, I have a Link Between the Worlds theme now, which is really cool. It looks great and stuff. That's basically like all the update really did was give themes.
And there weren't like, and it seemed like in like the news about the theme before it actually came out, there were more themes listed than what was released. But I guess there'll be more in the future.
Yeah, actually, I've seen a Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire with Kyogre and Groudon. They're two different ones.
Oh, that's cool.
And they look
I guess.
great,
You think they'll release that with the game?
probably. There are also special edition ones coming out too for special edition 3DSs for the games. Surprise, surprise.
Sprees.
Yeah,
I need a weeaboo theme.
Yeah, you and your weeaboo.
Oh, you dirty, dirty weeaboo.
Anyway, but yeah, that's really cool. And it also, and there was some other like, UI things that were included, like the ability to take screenshots now.
Oh yeah, you can take screenshots of your top screen or your bottom screen,
But I think it's only in the menu itself.
which is
like,
hilarious.
yeah. Like, cool, but at the same time, why?
What
Uh,
reason?
Why? Why would you want to
show
take
off
a
your
picture?
themes to your friends, Scott?
Yeah, and then never do that again. Like, it's like a full-fledged feature for a one-time thing. It's like, guys, check it out. This is my theme. Hey, guys, you want to know what's still my theme? This. I don't know. Or,
Well, I think then that might also be one of those like more Japan kind of things where it's like it's a popular thing in Japan but not here. Like they may have
'cause
something different there that they can do.
people in Japan, they're all backwards from us. The most popular handheld is the Vita. Ooh.
I don't
Excuse me?
think honestly we have that many popular. Like I don't think handhelds are popular at all here. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, like,
3DS
if you
is
compare
decently
it.
popular, but I don't think many people are like, oh yeah, handheld game systems. I don't know.
Yeah.
Video games are getting to a weird point, and it's kind of slightly concerning, but that's a topic for another day.
Mm.
So moving on to things that aren't Smash related.
Yay!
Smash for the Wii U.
Woo!
God
No.
damn it.
No, so Origin has made an offer recently that now that the new Dragon Age game is coming out, they are offering Dragon Age for free until October the 14th. So I jumped on that. I've never played Dragon Age before. I was
Oh,
like,
I'm sure that's a fun thing to jump right into.
well, the combat system confused me to all sorts of levels of what, but
Yeah.
I mean, I like the game, and for the first time in a fantasy game and for however long, the elves weren't racists. People were racist against the elves, which was a complete backwards idea from what I'm used to. In most things I see, it's like the elves are like, we're the best race, we're the highest and the mightiest. In this one, it's like, you guys are slaves. I was like, oh, okay.
Those elves probably had it coming, though.
Well,
Smug bastards.
I like elves. Elves are like my favorite fantasy race. But you can choose to be a human, a dwarf, or an elf. And I guess depending on it, you get a different opening story. Like I chose to be an elf and female because I usually choose a female character and build your own character games.
As you should.
A lot of people would disagree with us, actually.
Which you couldn't do in the Fire Emblem demo.
Yeah, that's dumb. That was so dumb.
Oh, I get that's a pretty good tactic to make you buy the game, because when that happened, I was like, well, I just won't stand for this. Time to drop money on this so I can play as the female for the demo. And then I was like, wait, no, that's stupid.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool though. And then when you choose the race, I also chose not to start as a crazy wood elf person because I feel like that would just do weird things. Because you can start in a civilized society, or you could be a woodlands dwelling elf. And I was like, I'm gonna go with this civilized one. And then a human comes in and tries to rape your family, and it's scary.
The whole family.
Not the whole family, but Soda.
All right, line up.
That's like, I mean, kind of. No, I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of what happened. Because I mean, you start off and you're an elf. Oh, this is a thing that I've been playing that I forgot to mention at the beginning, but whatever. But yeah, so you start off as an elf, and the elf culture is there's a what is it called? Oh my god, marriage that's set up for you already. Arranged marriage, yes. Why I couldn't think of that word, I'll never know. But yeah, so you're set up in an arranged marriage, and you start to try and go. So as you're going to the wedding ceremony, this human just comes along and goes, "Elves are my slaves. Take the women, and they'll just be our whores for our party tonight." I was like, "Well, okay then," and they take you away, and it was just that's kind of how you start the game. That's how you get into the game. They're like, "Hey, did you want to play this game? Here's the beginning of it for you." I was like, "Oh, you're just going to throw me right in there, aren't you?"
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I know, Scott, I told you about it, but you haven't picked it up. So
It's too heavy.
But have you played Dragon Age before, Taylor?
I've played Dragon Age 2, which is fairly different than the first one. I've played other BioWare games as well that kind of had similar systems to the first Dragon Age, like Knights of the Old Republic and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if you want to pick it up, it's free until October the 14th on Origin, and if you get it, if you download it between now and, or if you just even get it from between now and October the 14th, which is Tuesday, then you get to keep the game for free forever.
Do I have to use Origin, though?
Sadly, yes. That is the only downfall.
That may be a deal breaker.
It's worth it. I would say it's worth it.
So you say that.
I think Mitchell knows how to launch it through Steam, so I'm going to talk to him about that. But it is worth it. It is a good game, and it is free. It's a $30 game for free. So,
why is it still $30?
Don't ask questions. Just let them have their ways. So that's a fun little thing that's coming out, and then because I know I went to GameStop recently, and one of the girls there was talking about Dragon Age. I'm like, I have no idea. I've never played Dragon Age. Now that I've played it some, I'm like, okay, I can see why you would get into this game a lot.
The game's 5 years old. Why is it still $30?
Don't ask questions. Just let it happen.
I mean,
No.
Diablo 2 is $25, and that's like 20 years old.
That's really old.
It's not that old, I don't think.
I'm pretty sure it's not 20 years old.
No, it's like
15 maybe. It's close to 15 years old at this point.
Oh my god, 2000 was almost 15 years ago.
Right? It's scary.
Uh-huh.
But so yeah, game worth picking up if you can. If you hear this offer before October the 14th, then do it. Do it now.
Don't tell me what to do.
I mean, you don't have to.
You're
all
not
up to
my
you.
mom.
Little did you know I was this whole time.
Oh my god.
So, yes. So, also going along with PC games, Kingdom Hearts may be moving to PC. Kingdom Hearts 3. But I should say that this is completely not skeptical.
Speculation.
Speculation.
It's completely speculation because it's a PC gamer thing I saw. I'll put that in the link. You can read it for yourself. But yeah, so they're moving to Unreal Engine 4, which is, very common. A lot of things use Unreal Engine. So it's entirely possible that they'll be moving that they could possibly move it to PC at some point. So
at least it makes it possible.
it makes it possible is what I meant, yeah.
Which would be really cool if they did, so I don't have to buy a PlayStation 4 just to play Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
But,
It'd be cool if they brought all the games to the PC, because I would definitely play them all if they did that.
Yeah.
This reminds me of something else that I should mention. But
What's that?
I was gonna finish talking about Kingdom Hearts first.
Oh, okay. That's not Kingdom Hearts, so...
It's
what do we even know about Kingdom Hearts?
Please don't even start.
Well, actually, as far as I know, there's not like a ton of stuff that we do know, unless I'm just like really behind on everything. But I have seen like some, as much. What's happening?
Are you okay?
Okay, we're good. All right. Sorry, my finger just started falling off.
Scott, do you need to go to a hospital?
Leprosy.
Yeah. So anyway, I have seen like some gameplay footage of it that they've released, and first of all, it looks amazing.
Yeah,
Number one.
I would say it's a Square. Is it Square or Square Enix?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna go Square Enix. It's a
I
Square
mean,
Enix game,
I
so
just say Square Enix because that's how it started. I guess I don't know if it's no. It started as Square. It's Square Enix now. Yeah.
yeah, okay. So
But
this is a Square Enix game.
but anyway, so yeah, and the idea behind it is that it is going to finish the Xehanort Chronicles, as they're calling it now.
It's going to
This is from
finish
what I
the
heard.
stupidly complicated storyline that comes along with it. Because I've had
But
three
it's-
different people try to explain this game to me, and I still don't know what's going on.
There's a video that explains it in an hour.
I don't have an hour to sit down and watch a video explaining to me how Kingdom Hearts works.
But anyway, it's supposedly gonna finish off the Xehanort like timeline thing. However, I read somewhere that the whoever director, writer, I don't know, someone who makes the decisions on this game, said that it is definitely not the end of the series. That there will be more Kingdom Hearts games that will star Sora, that just won't have anything to do with like the whole like everything that's happened. So, or well, I mean, it might have stuff to do with it, but it won't like Xehanort's not going to be a major fact.
Can I tell you that I hope it's exactly like Dream Drop Distance, to where you just randomly are in the middle of a battle and it just drops you? Because that was
hope it's
always
not.
super fun. I'm
I
being
think
so
that-
sarcastic right now.
I think that the Kingdom Hearts games are, it's a big process of trial and error. Like they tried the first game, went well, then they tried Chain of Memories, and everyone hated the cards. So then they never did the cards again. And then they
It's
tried
not the
out
first game to try cards, though. Metal Gear,
It is.
the Metal Gear series did actually do a card game thing, and I don't think people liked it very much at all.
But
Why
and
would
then
you
they
put
tried like
cards?
then they tried the whole thing with like, instead of just having like a command menu, they had a command deck, which people really, that started in Birth by Sleep, and people really liked it, so it continued basically in every game since Birth by Sleep. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, they don't know much about it. It really should come to the PC, but yeah, I won't go on a Kingdom Hearts rant today.
Yeah,
This is-
yeah,
this
this
is
is
not-
this is the
this
best.
is not
thing.
the time.
Lachlan's not here, so you can't
Yeah.
have someone else to nerd with.
We need to have at least one session where we have Lachlan in here and me and him just dish out all kinds of Kingdom Hearts stuff.
It's just called Kingdom Hearts. It's just that'll be. I won't even call it like, it won't even be titled the Legion of Clods podcast. It'll be Kingdom Hearts podcast info.
Alternatively, we could not do that because fully understanding the Kingdom Hearts series has been known to cause complete insanity.
I forgot, Taylor. Me and you were the two people that were sitting there at dinner the one day while everyone else was talking about Kingdom Hearts, going, "Hey, do you know what's going on?" No, I don't either.
Yeah, I mean, I've played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and I played a bit of Chain of Memories was the one with the card system, right?
Mm-hmm.
I played that, and then it split off into like 5 different DS games, and I couldn't keep up with them, and I'm not playing all these stupid games just to figure out the plot of this Disney Final Fantasy crossover.
I do kind of like the Disney aspects in some ways, but they also do make it very silly. We won't get into this because I've had this conversation so many times.
Okay, so moving right along.
Moving forward to the next thing would be Scion has been redone in League of Legends. I haven't played League of Legends since he's been released, so I don't know anything. I also never played Scion, so I don't know anything. Basically, I'm completely in the dark. Taylor, you know things about League. Enlighten us.
Oh god, I know too many things about League. I need to get these thoughts out of my brain. But
Well, here's the
yeah.
perfect place to do it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Now I can't say anything.
Talk
Well,
about-
your time's up. Next topic. So,
But yeah, so they basically completely revamped Scion all the way from the ground up, from his, his model, his skills, his background information, all that stuff. So
is he less crap now?
yes, he is less complete crap now, like he was before.
Yeah.
Because old Scion was terrible because he was literally just an Arnold Schwarzenegger reference. He was very ugly, and all his abilities didn't make any sense because either you played him as an attack damage champion and ignored half of his abilities, or you played him as an ability power champion and ignored the other half of his abilities,
See,
which is very bad design.
I'm glad that someone else in here can talk about like characters in these ways, like, you know, like their attack damage character, you can play him this way, because if you ask me any of that, I'd be like, they hit stuff with the stick and things go boom.
That explains a lot about your League of Legends skill, Logan.
Well, I basically
just right below the belt. Bang.
But
I am
yeah,
Little Mac.
totally. Well, Logan, in like the regard of just hitting stuff kind of thing, you know, old Scion, like the most annoying thing he did was he had a targeted stun, which, you know, is always
likes
bad news
those.
bears. Now I think, isn't Tarek like the only one left who still has one?
I think so. I'd have to double check because there's like 112 champions, but like no, I think Azir was the 120th champion.
Oh man.
we're
There's
getting up there.
There's so many.
And Jason owns them all.
Yeah, Jason has a problem.
Oh, we know. We all know. One day we'll have an intervention for him.
Today is not that day.
No, God, no.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure Tarek is the only one with the targeted stun now, which good because targeted stuns are annoying and basically causes those champions to have an instant death radius because it's just click and you're done. You can't do anything. But yeah, so now Scion doesn't. His abilities are all super cool and focused on him being a, you know, the undead juggernaut, just kind of charging in and beating
I'm the juggernaut, bitch. Sorry.
Indeed, and just beating the crap out of everything that crosses his path. Should I just go over all of his abilities, or just like talk about stuff that's...
I mean, do you, guy.
Oh yeah. So yeah, basically he's you know, super tanky, and he has a lot of abilities that do crowd control, like his Q ability knocks people up in a very large area. If he not like that.
I'm still a child. I'm sorry. Every time someone says he has the ability to knock people up, I'm like, well, everyone's getting pregnant.
Oh, he knocks them into the air, and in a fairly large area, and it charges up. And you know, he has a shield ability, and an ability where he yells and it slows people down, and it can also not. Yeah, it's weird.
Why was that funny?
No, because I just pictured it. I just pictured some guy just like walking down the street going, ah, and then people just like were walking at a normal pace and then just slowed down. Not even like stop to turn around to look at him. They just slowed down randomly.
Yeah, but the best part about it is if he roars and it doesn't hit a champion and it hits like a minion instead, it knocks them through like all the different people, and it does more damage, so it's awesome. It's like Syndra's ability, only it's not attached to Syndra, so I like it.
Oh boy, if Ray were here. Wait, never mind.
My irrational hatred of Syndra.
Your irrational hatred of any of the champions in League of Legends?
Yeah, there are a lot I don't like. It's usually the one I'm playing against.
You have a problem.
I know.
Do we need to have an intervention for you now?
No.
Forget the rest of this podcast. Taylor intervention time.
My hate is what keeps me alive.
I understand completely.
But yes, and then his ultimate ability is probably one of my new favorites. Unstoppable Onslaught, where he starts charging in a target in a direction, and you just kind of guide him with the cursor, and it can pretty much charge halfway across the map. And
I'm gonna play Scion.
He's pretty awesome, and he just tramples over minions, and if he hits anything, he does a big explosion and slows everybody down. And yeah, also if you hit a wall without stopping beforehand, it'll stun you instead, which is pretty fun. Which, if you manage to do that, you kind of deserve that. Just, you know, you shouldn't use his ult in like a crowded position where you're gonna hit a wall. But yeah,
is that a wall over there? Let me charge at it.
Yep. Don't. Yeah, you have some control over it, but like, if you don't have a straight line to charge down, you're not gonna make it. It's controllable, but it's definitely not very tight. So yeah, that's cool. And his background information is all about how he was an ancient, well, not ancient, just older Noxian general who killed Jarvan the First.
He's Noxian and killed helping? Oh
my
God.
No, that's Jarvan the First, not the Fourth.
Well, he was probably helping too.
No, yeah, he killed the Jarvan the First, one of the previous kings of Demacia, and so
Oh,
yeah,
Noxians. How I
and
love you so.
and so he's basically been revived twice at this point. Once by one of the previous like leaders of Noxus, but they found that he was completely crazy and tried to kill everyone, and so they hid him away. And then Swain went in and it's like, "Oh, I'm
Swain.
Swain.
Yes.
I'm Swain. I get stuff done." And so he revived Scion as, the ultimate killing machine who's actually under his control. And
Well, let's just remember that Swain was the guy, the general, whose leg is broken and he still marched into battle.
yeah, he's Swain. He might also be possessed by an evil demon crow. It's weird. It's confusing and ambiguous. And yeah, Swain's a weird guy.
Swain's a cool guy.
But yeah, so Scion is now, crazy unstoppable killing machine. And he's voiced by Scott McNeil, which no one else but me really cares about because Scott McNeil is the guy who voiced a lot of the characters in the Dawn of War series, especially the Chaos-related ones. Dawn of War being the Warhammer 40k strategy game, and he sounds exactly like some of the Chaos Lords from that, which I love just because they're so crazy sounding. He's just all up going, talking about how he's gonna never find all of your pieces and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of the only reasons I can handle Ezreal is because he was the voice of Kamina, or the English voice of Kamina.
Which I really hate that they used that on Ezreal. Again, that's my irrational hatred of another champion.
Yours is the drill that'll pierce the heaven. You belong in a museum. You belong in a museum. Yeah, yeah. The places people will go.
And then they gave the Gurren Lagann skin to Rumble.
Yeah. Well, Ezreal already got Pulsefire Ezreal and like a billion others, and there's so many other champions that need to start getting skins that don't.
Yeah.
At least we got great things like Pop Starry.
Pop Starry.
Indeed. But yeah. So so Sion's pretty cool.
That's good. Good. That sounded really rude, and I apologize. Cause
Yeah, sounds good. That's good. Anyway.
I just remembered earlier I said there was something else that I wanted to mention. Since we were talking about Kingdom Hearts 3 possibly being on PC, some reviews for Final Fantasy 13 being on PC have come in, and it's locked at 720p, which is just sad.
Fantastic.
I mean, the original game technically was, I guess, so.
It's also 59 gigabytes to download.
Okay, never mind. Why? Oh, wait, that's right.
Uncompressed.
That's right, it was 3 discs. Now I remember.
Yeah, so it's completely like the cutscenes are uncompressed and everything. It's ridiculous. Like
Maybe that's why it was 3 discs.
yeah, and I wish that it would. But it's also at 720. Like I know that putting it at 1080 would make it bigger. And
Well, yeah, because they'd either have to remake the entire game or what's the word, upscale it, which wouldn't solve anything.
You can solve anything with upscaling.
But
apparently
yeah.
modders are all over this though. Like modders are starting to work on it, so that's cool. People mod the game to fix it and make it look better, I guess.
I always wondered why it was 3 discs. I was like, I mean, the cutscenes are like, they seem like they would take up a lot of space, but
They're uncompressed and take up way too much space.
yeah. I mean, granted, like, I didn't work on the game, so I don't know. Maybe that was like at the time the only option that was feasible without making everything look really bad. Because I mean, it's a really nice looking game. When I played it,
They just sucked at putting things in a proper order. Or whatever.
maybe I don't know. I don't know whoever made that, but Square Enix. I don't know.
Square Enix. It's also a possibility that they did it for like money reasons as well. That's also entirely possible.
The biggest thing I noticed, the reason why I wanted it to come to PC is that there were extremely noticeable frame drops in one of the prettiest parts of the game, which was like towards the end when you were spoilers, I guess, but when you were on Pulse.
Apparently, the spoilers have killed Scott.
Oh yeah, it looks like Square Enix sent out their assassins to finish off Scott before he could spoil the game.
Wait, why am I killed?
Because you cut out for a few seconds.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so whatchamacallit. Yeah, but it's because like most of Pulse is like this giant open world terrain with all kinds of things going on, so the
Oh
frames
god.
just drop all the time.
Your system's literally sitting there going, "Help me! Cannot process everything."
Basically. And so that was like one of the only issues that I had when I was playing it. And I was like, man, I bet if I bet this was on PC and stuff, then maybe people could people could get an Uber system to run it and not have it explode. But regardless, I still loved it. And now all the Final Fantasy 13 haters will come and kill me, which is fine.
It's okay. There's so many things that we've said in the past, like 3 episodes, that would like have me killed. Like when I messed up Fox, figuring out like Fox's name and the rest of them, I'm probably gonna die for that. So
Like Fox McCloud, you mean?
yeah, I messed up Fox McCloud's name and like all the other ones. So I'm
What
probably
did you
gonna die
say?
for that. I don't remember.
Fox McCloud?
Box McCloud, yeah. No, yeah, I think the Fox how do you people speak?
Well,
words.
with the larynx and lips and tongue. It's also how you do. Never mind.
So Taylor, going back to things that you're still an expert of.
Hooray!
Why don't you talk about Mordor?
Oh god.
I don't know the full title, so I'm not even going to try.
It's called Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, which is kind of an awkward title because I don't
I'm just
know
gonna
if
keep calling it Mordor.
Fair enough. It's the only Mordor-related game that's come out recently. So, yeah, it's a very awkward title. I guess The Lord of the Rings is like still trademarked by the people making the movies, and so they couldn't just stick that right in the title. But yeah, it's set in the Lord of the Rings universe. It takes place somewhere.
Is it technically like? Does it follow the like story of Lord of the Rings? Because that might be one of the reasons why they called that too.
Yeah, it's not exactly. I think it's like some sort of reimagining taking place in an alternate reality type comic book style thing, but it takes place between the events of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, kind of as Sauron is on his way back from being dead mostly. Ow. And but yeah, so you play Talion, a ranger from Gondor who's guarding the Black Gate of Mordor, which is the big structure that keeps all the bad stuff in Mordor out from the rest of the world. And so at the beginning of the game, Sauron's armies kind of attack the wall and take over, and you and your family all get killed. Another game where
Spoilers.
That it's literally the first thing that happens.
Spoilers, Taylor.
Yeah, but no, you get killed
Spoilers.
like super hard, and but you end up getting revived by the spirit of this elven wraith who kind of takes over your body, and so
Whoa,
you
okay.
kind of
Whoa. Elven
Whoa.
wraith.
A ghost. It's the ghost of an ancient elf.
When I think wraith, I think like scary, horrible, ghosty thing.
Well, I mean,
When you
he
say,
is
like
kind
an
of a
an elven wraith. That's even more horrifying to me.
he is kind of spooky, but yeah, wraiths kind of work differently in the Lord of the Rings. It's just kind of the general word for like vengeful ghosts. But yeah, so he kind of takes over your body, and so
Imagine just comes out. I'm pissed. I'm taking this. It's like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, you still play Talion. You like switch between them. You're kind of both inhabiting the same body, and but yeah, and so essentially, then you set off on your quest to get revenge on Sauron's armies and figure out who the elf dude is and why. Because at the beginning of the game, the guy who kills you, called the Black Hand of Sauron, who's one of the his right hand men, kills you as a sacrifice to kind of summon forth the Elven Wraith, but something messes up and he starts possessing Talion and all that stuff. And so you're trying to figure out who the elf is because he doesn't remember, and presumably has something to do with the rings and all that.
So this basically sounds like a game that I should get. Like,
it's super awesome. It's kind of moving on to like gameplay and stuff, I guess, because I haven't gotten very far in the main story because I keep getting distracted. I'm like 10% in, but yeah. So gameplay wise, it's sort of an open world action RPG type thing, kind of in the same way that like Assassin's Creed or Batman Arkham City. It's been compared a lot to the Batman Arkham games just because of the combat style, which has that sort of like where multiple people attack you and there's skirmishes and you like jump back and forth and counter and stuff like that.
You punch, counter when people have things
Mhm.
over their faces, and then you punch them in the face and do a really cool move and like punch them in the face again.
Yeah, it's pretty much like that.
Okay,
So
yeah, I
if
definitely
if you
enjoy
if
this.
you like that if you like that style of Assassin's Creed or Batman Arkham
I love
Arkham
Batman,
City,
Arkham, anything like any of that series is awesome to me.
yeah, if you like that kind of combat, it's pretty much the same kind of deal, except you're a dude with a sword and can thus kill people.
And you have
Um,
an elf inside of you.
Yeah, the elf, I like a lot of the powers that they give you because they really do very cleanly mix like Talion's ranger fighting abilities with the elven sort of magic nonsense. And yeah, so it's very smooth. Like I've heard that later on in the game it gets kind of super easy because some of the late game powers are just kind of blatantly overpowered, but it really depends on the person playing. I tend to not get super frustrated when a game is too easy, as long as they keep giving me stuff to do. But a lot of people don't really like that, so I don't know. I
Congratulations, you might have sold me on this game.
I did it. Go buy it. It's like $50 or $60
It's
still.
$50.
Yeah, it just came out. It came out on the 30th of September. Yeah, so it's been out like 10 days. Um, but yeah, and so the gameplay is like that, and so basically it sounds a lot like the open world games of that sort. But also another interesting thing that they've added that I keep getting distracted by, and is why I'm only like 10% into the actual story of the game, is instead of like just killing random orcs, and well, you mostly fight orcs in the game, or uruks as they're called. Um, yeah, they're like elite orcs. But yeah, rather than
Oh, are
doing
they the scary things that were birthed in the canyon of that one, though, in the second movie?
thrown in vats and stuff like that. But
I don't think my internet might be cutting out. Oh, this is awkward.
is it?
I don't know. You like the beginning
Oh,
of yours was cut off, but
I mean, I keep stuttering.
oh wait.
That's definitely not a stutter.
Oh yeah. Looks like my internet's crapping out on me.
Well, that's fun. Should I just keep talking, I guess?
We'll just keep talking, and if it goes out, it goes out, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, the stuff that they've added to sort of make the open world stuff more interesting is a thing called the Nemesis system, where where as you kind of fight Sauron's armies, there are different sort of war chiefs and orcish captains and stuff like that, who each have their own randomly generated names, titles, motivations, and special abilities, and resistances and vulnerabilities and stuff like that. And so when you kill them and fight them, they have stuff that they have to say, and if you encounter them more than once, they'll acknowledge that they fought you before and stuff that's occurred previously when you fought them.
That's
if
cool.
you if they've managed to kill you, they'll be like, "Hey, I killed you. Why are you back?" Or "I've already beaten you once. Are you stupid to try and fight me again?" And stuff like that. And they'll have not like super unique personalities, but they've all kind of got their own sort of thing going on.
They know you basically.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
so and there are also scenarios where you can supposedly kill one and they'll come back later, but they'll be like injured and have scars and stuff. Like if you set them on fire, they'll have burns all over their bodies.
That's really
And
cool.
yeah, and it's really interesting, and it makes it so that like
You're
I
not
can
just a sociopathic killing machine.
I mean, you are a sociopathic killing machine, and the game actually kind of acknowledges that.
Good.
Like
It's
because
self-aware.
Talion is constantly like asking the Wraith how sort of his methods for dealing with things is better than the orcs, because the Wraith is a little like vengeful and brutal, and a lot of the stuff you do involves like catching orcs and interrogating them by reading their minds and stuff, and it's very
Ah,
forceful and horrible. And so like Talion's like, wait, how is doing this like worse than what they're doing? And then the Wraith is like, oh, we have to use our enemy's methods against them if we wish to defeat the evil. And it's like, oh, so this is one of those games. But I like that they acknowledge it, that you're sort of a very pragmatic character, that you're doing evil things, and it's not really okay, but it's what you got to do, and you shouldn't feel too bad about it.
all's fair in love and war.
Fair enough. Yeah, the orcs are kind of jerks, so
You do love them.
no, let's not do that.
What,
But
you don't want to love an orc? That
I
lovely,
really don't. They've got like bad teeth and stuff.
and that stench that they probably have.
and they keep stabbing me. It's not fun. But yeah, it makes it really interesting because losing is actually very fun because you can end up like because you can end up with like a superpowered orc nemesis who like knows you and has all these special abilities and is like his motives change to be like thinking he's somehow cursed by Talion because he keeps showing up no matter how many times he kills you.
Oh my god, I would let something kill me like a billion times and just keep coming up to it and be like, sup?
Yeah, I
Hey,
haven't really I
hey,
haven't
you
really
remember me?
let I haven't really let any orcs kill me, but there have been a few cases where I kept dying to the same really difficult orc captain, and I that final thing where you just get him is like super fun. I had one guy named Nazu who killed me like 5 freaking times, and he ended up like one of the high-ranking captains, and I eventually took him down, and it's the best feeling.
That's pretty cool. I would love that.
Mhm. Yeah, it's super fun. I actually haven't gotten very far in the story because I keep getting distracted by all the different dealings with the orcs and just killing them, hunting them down, fighting them,
That's pretty
doing
cool.
all that stuff.
I'm probably gonna
Yeah,
get this now.
yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah, so I'm definitely probably gonna pick that up now. So
Mm.
yeah, congratulations, you've given more money to these people.
Hooray! Yeah, just one other thing I kind of want to talk about is some controversy surrounding it. Um,
No, Taylor,
apparently,
you've talked too much.
oh, yeah, apparently, I'm not entirely sure on the details, but apparently the PR group and the advertising group that they used to sort of promote the game and stuff kind of did some questionable things, kind of moving some money around to sort of positively incentivize people to give it positive reviews and stuff. And yeah, so yeah, I'll probably have to look up more details on that if I'm gonna actually.
It's kind of the Xbox One thing that happened.
Yeah, kind of, where they just like, pay different people to represent it and specify what they have to do in their sort of review of the game and stuff like that, which is very shady and not something that anyone who wants to make sure their game is positively reviewed do, because people are going to find out about that, and they did. And so, which
People
is,
always find out about it. It's the internet. We live in
yeah,
the age of the internet. Nothing is sacred. Secret is what I meant to say, not sacred.
nothing is
Nothing's
sacred
sacred
either.
either, but
Rule 34, bro. But
just call me bro.
I did call
You're
you
off the
bro.
show forever. That's the last you guys get to see of Taylor.
Curses. Now it's just going to be you and Scott.
And Garrett. Whenever
No.
he's not
I'm
disappeared.
taking Garrett with me. I'm taking my ball and going home. But yeah, and which is just a great shame that they had that happened, just because the game itself is
It's a pretty
good
decent
and
buy.
it doesn't need let me see. I know Monolith was involved.
I mean, like I know there are certain companies that you like that are
Yeah.
more likely to do
Yeah.
something like that.
It wasn't the development company itself. It was it's also published by Warner Brothers Interactive.
Okay, I could see where that would be a little more like that kind of thing would bring a little more, I guess, shadiness to it because I feel like they're more businessy people.
Yeah, and it's just a real shame that their sort of marketing group kind of resorted to that, just because the game itself is good. It's like it's fun. It's a very well polished game with a lot of creative things going for it, and it doesn't need like false support. It shows that they don't really have confidence in their product, and it's like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, it's a good game. If that sounds like something you would enjoy, then
I
I
would imagine if you
suggest
like
you
the
get
Lord of
it.
the Rings world would also be like you
Uh,
should be into the Lord of the Rings world somewhat.
yeah,
Not like hugely, but like
if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, but you aren't like upset by some creative reimaginings of the lore, then it would be fun. If you're just one of those, Tolkien purists who think that it's basically like the Bible, and that if you get any sort of little detail wrong, you've ruined it forever. I don't recommend it just because it does take some liberties.
well, if Legolas isn't in it, I just give up.
No, Legolas is not in it.
Oh well.
At least I don't think so. I haven't gotten very far. I really hope he doesn't, because that would be dumb.
And Legolas killed him.
Legolas and Gimli.
Yeah, it turns out Legolas was the Black Hand of Sauron the whole time.
Oh, spoilers.
What a twist! No, I don't know who the Black Hand of Sauron is. He's just some creepy dude with glowing orange eyes.
Oh, no, nope.
Nope.
Yeah. So I guess you haven't really had any like. Wait, what are you playing it on?
PlayStation 4.
Okay.
It's come out for basically anything that plays video games.
I know, but I was thinking you're not much of a PC gamer, and you're also on like a not that wonderful laptop. So I was thinking like, I've heard some PC game things. Like someone ran it really well. The person ran it kind of. It was like, eh. So
Yeah,
I was just I was gonna ask if you were running it on computer how it run, but
I seriously doubt it would run on my little school-issued laptop that I've used that plays League of Legends. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I have it on my PlayStation 4, and it looks great. It's a very good-looking game. It uses the, system's graphical stuff well, just because
Hooray.
it is a game that they've very much focused on sort of the new generation stuff. It did come out for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, but they've clearly focused on making it look as best as they can. But yeah, I've heard that its like requirements on computers on PCs are rather high, just to get it to look very good. But yeah, I can't really comment on that.
I may get a new graphics card soon, just because I think it's about time to start improving. Since I did get technically a hand-me-down graphics card, it still runs well, but I think it's time to start moving forward.
You should totes give it to me if you get rid of it.
I mean, I'm not just gonna give it to you, but we can talk.
You should totes give it to me for free.
And also my firstborn son.
Yes, or your second. I don't really.
I don't discriminate.
Only your second-born son.
Turns out I only had 2 kids, and the second one was a girl.
Well, you have to keep having children until you get a second son.
Oh God, I'm not ready for that.
No, you're not.
I don't think I ever will be ready for that.
I don't think anyone's ever ready, and just kind of... There's eventually a point where you're like, hey, let's try this, and then you fail.
Some people are ready for kids. There are people out there.
No one is ready for kids, Logan. I am deeply cynical.
Moving on to the next topic, unless you still have stuff about Morrowind to say.
Morrowind?
Mordor. Morrowind. God, no! I did this earlier. Oh God, no! That's part of the Elder Scrolls universe.
It is. It's the third game.
Oh, I knew this. Well, there goes more nerd points. They're dropping like flies at this point.
I'm pretty sure you're getting close to negative. Be
God.
careful there.
Am I gonna start becoming a jock? Oh no.
Yep, that's what happens. Negative nerd points makes you start growing muscles and start talking about football.
Oh no.
It's a dark road.
Let's move forward before this gets any worse.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I don't have anything else to say about Shadow of Mordor.
I did this earlier when I was trying to look it up. I was like, oh, let's go look up Morrowind. I was like, wait, something's not right here. And then I saw Elder Scrolls. I'm like, it was Mordor. I'm an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess now we'll move on to games that are coming out, because that links to something else that's in my news thing. That links to 2 other things that I have written down. So, Wii U Smash has been announced. The date for it is now official. It is going to come out on November the 21st, the same day that Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Did I get that right, Scott?
It's actually Omicron Sapphire.
What is even Omicron? What?
I mean, it's a letter. It's a Greek letter. It's one no one uses because it's dumb. But
it's actually a Sigma Ruby and
Tri-Delta Sapphire.
Tri-Delta. Is it a sorority or whatever now?
Yes.
It has become a sorority. Okay.
It's
Moral of the
Omicron
story,
Persei
yes,
8.
Moral of the story, yes, it's Alpha Sapphire.
Okay, well, those 2 are coming out on the same day, which, would be one of those things if someone was like, oh, that sounds like a terrible thing. And I'm like, I mean, not really. Just, game places are going to be getting money basically thrown at them. So, I will be getting the Smash for the Wii U, and then never playing it because I'm going to be alone and playing it by myself because I don't see my friends enough. No one
Well,
lives
you
near
see,
me.
we've got like college and stuff to do.
I know.
Yeah. And we all live near you, except Taylor.
Well.
And Garrett.
And literally everyone else who matters.
Basically. Anyways, so yeah, that's coming out. So I'm happy that it now has a day that I can actually look forward to. And then speaking along the terms of Pokemans, 4 new Mega Evolutions have been announced. Yay!
Yay!
I'm so happy for one of them because it's my favorite Pokemon.
Is it
Let's see, so
Beedrill? It's Mega Beedrill, isn't it?
No, it's Mega
Pidgeot.
Bird.
Mega Pidgeot.
That is actually very descriptive of Pidgeot. He's just a mega bird.
He's just a bird.
He's just bird.
So it's Beedrill, Pidgeot, Latios. That we already knew existed, though, so it's not like... I mean, just because of like leaks and hacking and people doing that kind of thing. And then what was the other one?
Wait, did we already say...
and Latias.
No, what was the other one?
Beedrill.
Did we say Mega Rayquaza?
Oh, you're counting Latios and Latias as 2.
Are they the same thing?
No, they're different Pokemon, but their Mega Evolution's the same.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. So.
Yeah. Like, they both evolve into a purple version of themselves. I think, at least, that's what I've...
No.
Just, you actually have to have both of them in your party. They Mega evolve into each other.
Actually, that's how I thought it was to begin with, but it wouldn't make sense because you can only get one of them in each of the games. So,
yeah. Well, wait, wasn't the other one like Mega Rayquaza or something? I remember seeing something like that.
Yeah. That's
Mega
right.
Rayquaza's coming out.
And he's got a weird chin strap thing.
That's actually the only problem that I have with that in a Mega Evolution in any shape or form. Like, that is the only thing that bugs me about him. Not even bugs me. It's just like a mild, like, that looks kind of silly. Otherwise, I think he looks fabulous.
All these primal form Mega Evolution things are getting these like be all end all abilities too. Like,
yeah, they are.
Like, Mega Groudon and Kyogre are getting like the unending intense sunlight / rain respectively, and then Rayquaza gets the all weather ceases and flying types are guarded ability.
Yep,
so
it's the best. Everyone's going to be amazing and overpowered, and it's going to be lovely.
How do you make Mega and Primal versions of already legendary Pokemon?
Don't ask questions.
Didn't Groudon already almost destroy all the oceans?
Well, the Primal Groudon must have destroyed all the oceans.
Must have successfully done it.
I mean, Groudon made the land, then, Kyogre made the seas, and then Team Aqua and Magna had to stick their dick into it and just like, ruin everything.
It's fun because, like, wouldn't a plot where both of them are involved just, like, solve itself?
You'd think, but that's what Emerald was, and it was awful. They almost killed everyone.
You have to remember that everything in the Pokemon universe, like every villain in the Pokemon universe, is actually pretty much insane.
My favorite thing was hearing Jason describe the plot of Ruby and Sapphire, because it was really funny. He was just like, he was like screaming about it. He's like, no. He's like, the only reason anything went wrong is because because they're stupid. Because Archie of Team Aqua was like, oh, we need to revive Kyogre. I guess we need the red orb. Gee, because Kyogre's red, right? The red orb, not the blue orb. So use the red orb, and Kyogre got pissed.
That's not my favorite color. I'm going to flood the earth.
Kyogre just comes out of the ground. Hey, I like green.
It's not my favorite color. Oh god. Thank you, Taylor.
Oh god, that's what I'm here for.
This is why we invite you, because of your witty commentary.
Indeed.
And your insane knowledge of League.
It's a problem.
It's okay. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to both of those. I actually I'm gonna admit a thing that would make some people cringe and beat me with sticks. But
he's gonna admit a thing, Taylor. We better watch out.
Oh my god!
But
I've got the shotgun ready.
I did. Whoa. I didn't get fully into Pokemon, like playing the games, until X and Y. Oh, I've killed him. Great.
You've done it.
Now I
Oh
have
my
to go.
god, you played Gen 1. You must be like dumb.
Yep. I
Well said.
I followed the anime for a while. Like, I loved Pokemon as the cards, as the thing. I just never really got into the games when I was younger. I always liked the Pokemon stuff. Then I kind of dropped out of it. I guess I would say my middle school years was when I kind of just dropped out of it. My middle school years and like early high school years. And then I started to get kind of more interested in it because of it, you, Scott, and then Raymond, of course, who was like the Pokemon's genius. And by Pokemon's genius, I mean competitive Pokemon's genius. Because I would not but then I got back into it, and then the new game came out, and it like revamped the whole series and stuff, and it made it look all nice and stuff, so I was like, okay, cool. So I got into it, and now that they're re-releasing probably one of the most fan favorite games, I would say, I get to play it and actually understand what's going on.
Yeah, Ruby and Sapphire was kind of the point where it was like the new Pokemon that they're adding are still cool, but it's not kind of like going overboard with it.
Oh, that's what I meant to ask, Scott. Are they putting the Gen 6 Pokemon into this?
That's a good question. I think they may be, because I believe that Heart Gold and Soul Silver had Gen 4 Pokemon in them.
And I'm pretty sure I saw a Mega Lopunny. Isn't that one of the...
That's a Gen 4 Pokemon.
Oh, I
think.
I was thinking... No, I'm sorry. I was thinking Bunnelby's next evolution. That's what I was getting confused with.
Oh.
All I know is there better not be any ice cream cone Pokemon in my...
Those things are adorable, and I kind of feel bad whenever I beat the crap out of them.
Regardless of whether the just say Gen 6 ones are in it, if like a Gen 3 Pokemon got turned into a fairy type in Gen 6, it will be a fairy type in the next one. So like Mawile still going to be Steel Fairy, and Snubbull is going to be Fairy.
Snubbull!
So
I'm like the only one who likes Snubbull.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
But
a Steel Fairy sounds like a euphemism for something.
It's a gay cage dancer.
Oh god. Okay, moving right along.
So Borderlands gets released on Tuesday, and Scott and I are just all about that.
I'm gonna play Claptrap.
And I'm gonna play Athena, and it's gonna be beautiful.
Wait, you can play as Claptrap? Why hasn't he died yet? Why haven't they just removed all the Claptraps?
They did actually. That was one of the things in Borderlands 2. The Claptrap that's there is the only Claptrap left alive.
Oh yeah. I played Borderlands 2. What am I saying?
Speaking of that, I meant to like bring up this thing. I wonder what's gonna happen if there's any stairs in the pre-sequel.
He's gonna be able to get up them because the Claptrap that we met in the last one was stupid.
See, and that's another thing that I wanted to bring up is, like, I went on the wiki, and this is by no means, like, any sort of definitive anything, but it does make you think, like, you've been saying how it's not going to be the same Claptrap as in the second one, but when I went on the wiki, somewhere it said, and then the way that the Claptrap links were linking, it seemed like the Claptrap that you first meet in Firestone in the first game is the one from the second game, and is also going to be the playable one in the pre-sequel.
Maybe it is, but that just seems weird to me. I
would think it would be weird if it was the other way around. But you're weird, so I understand.
Yeah. And I guess it's also that they call him Claptrap the Frag Trap. So I guess that's kind of what it is. Is it like...
Well, there was a reason behind it. Apparently, like, the Claptrap in Firestone got, like, stolen by some organization, turned into an assassin, and then the pre-sequel happens... And then Borderlands 2. That's...
the pre-sequel happens, then Borderlands 2.
I don't know.
Oh, so does this game take place in between 1 and 2?
Actually,
is that
you're
why it's
playing
a pre...
for Jack.
Oh, is that... I guess that's why it's a pre-sequel, because it's a prequel to 2, but a sequel to 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's confusing, but okay.
That's the point behind the name. But yeah, so you're playing on the side of Jack, and spoilers, you play as one of the playable characters is Jack's girlfriend, the sheriff from one of the towns. But yeah, so you're basically, I think it's like if you listen to the audio clips in 2 of Jack's, like how he came to power, you're basically it's before Jack became head of Hyperion.
Mm-hmm.
So it's before his days of the mask, really. Like before he got the mask.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think you're fighting against, instead of like having bandits and stuff, you have the Dull Corporation that you're fighting against. So, and there's gonna be cryogenic weapons, which means freeze weapons are now a thing.
My God.
And you're also gonna have oxygen thing as well. So that's kind of an interesting thing that they're adding to it as well.
So you're telling me they have fire, lightning, and ice weapons now? My God. What creative design.
I'm just glad that they have the ice weapons now. It's just
I wonder, like, we were talking about the oxygen mechanic, and I know we don't like know a whole lot about it right now, other than it can be used for like the slam attack. But do we know any details?
Burst you forward.
Do we know any details on what happens when you run out of oxygen?
You start suffocating.
So how do they justify that for Claptrap and Wilhelm?
Shh.
Wilhelm is still human.
Okay, then what about Claptrap?
I don't know.
Scott, shh. Only dreams. Don't question it.
But yeah.
Just imagine me quietly silencing you and smothering you with a pillow right now.
Oh, this is hot.
No, that's not. That's not what I'm. Logan, you're into some weird things.
I actually would not be interested in that at all. I'd be like, I'm just gonna. Okay.
Okay, anyways, continuing with what you were saying.
But I watched some of the stuff, and one of the developers of the game thing, like, one of the things I was thinking, I was like, ooh, an oxygen thing, this could be cool, but I feel like that could get kind of annoying. But from what the developers said, they're like, yeah, we made the system so that it's not like you're basically not 100% like, you're not super dependent on that. Like, you're not going to have to constantly be worrying about your oxygen. Because they said they have like refill stations every now and then. I saw they have like these little like machines that create oxygen bubbles in areas. But one of my favorite mechanics is you're going to be able to shoot off the enemies' masks so that they'll suffocate. So that's going to be pretty cool if you shoot off their thing. But yeah.
So are there going to be rooms with oxygen? Like
yes. There'll be buildings with oxygen. There'll be little oxygen bubbles you'll come across.
Well, no, like I meant in other words, other than like the stations and the random, are there no like rooms where the entire room is filled with oxygen?
That's what
like,
I mean. It's like you'll be going in and out of buildings, and the buildings are oxygen, and like you can clearly tell when the oxygen's cut off. There's like a weird wobbly wall. It's probably the oxygen wobbles.
Wobbly wall.
Yes.
The oxygen wobbles.
Yes, the oxygen wobbles, so you can tell.
Wait, so is this in space?
You're doing on one of Pandora's moons.
On the moon.
Okay.
Yes. So
wait, how would there be like an oxygen wibbly wobbly wall? If there's like a vacuum where there is no oxygen, the oxygen will just move into that.
I think it's actually like a shield, like a.
Oh, okay.
Like a pass-throughable shield. It's space science
I
technology.
was about to say that's not how oxygen works. That's not how.
Taylor, imagine me smothering you with a pillow.
Imagine me smothering me with a pillow.
Taylor, shut up.
And Scott just blew out the audio.
I'm glad I'm not doing anything crazy with editing for that.
Okay. So do we have other stuff to talk about?
Bayonetta 2 is coming out. No one else cares, but it's.
In other words, we don't. All right. Well.
Is there any games that you can think of that are coming out for you guys anytime soon? Oh! Majora's Mask is a thing. It's official. Majora's Mask for 3DS is coming out. I'm super excited. It's been announced, and like it was leaked. There was a leaked photo of it in like a Canadian Target. Those Canadians, and whatnot, Naboot. I've offended all of them. Hooray! But yes, so they've leaked that. So that is a thing that is going to happen. It's official. They're probably going to make a special edition 3DS, and I'm going to want it, but I'm going to have to resist because apparently it's going to be purple. So yeah. Does anyone else think of anything else?
Well, there's this game called Bloodborne that's coming out that I'm really excited about.
We don't have time.
Oh, damn.
I really, really hope that some sort of plan to localize the new Danganronpa game is in place. Since it came out in Japan like a few days ago, and it's awesome, and it's a third-person shooter, and you play as the little sister of the main character from the first game, and I want it.
I want it all.
I know, because you get to attack with a megaphone gun.
What?
Yeah,
Yes.
you like scream things into it, and that's how you kill things. It's awesome.
This game needs to come to America. I don't care if I've never seen the
I
rest of the
know.
series. I just need that. That is what I need in my life.
I want this game. It follows the trend of like the yelling at people during like the court phase and stuff. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's any plans on localizing it. Speaking of games that may come out in the future that should be localized,
Phoenix Wright.
yeah, I mean, not that there's like any sort of definitive anything regarding that game yet, but it was announced quite a while ago that there was going to be a new Phoenix Wright game that is going to take
Sherlock.
place. Yeah, it's going to have Sherlock Holmes in it, and Watson's a little girl, and
I hate that. Why does it always got to be a little girl? Why do they always have to have a child prodigy?
because screw you, Taylor.
I hate that. I hate that narrative thing where there's a child prodigy. He's this lawyer at like 12, and you shouldn't be here. You don't have the emotional maturity. I don't care how smart you are.
He's a lawyer at 12.
It's like,
But yeah,
it's like
that's-
Franziska von Karma being like
Right.
our fucking-
Prosecutor at age 16.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is not possible.
Yeah, and you
I
even
don't know what
like
law schools they have in Japan.
I don't even know
But,
what law they're going off in Japan.
they're going off weird law. But yeah, so the thing is, since it is like an extremely Japanese thing, since it's set like X hundred years in the past with Phoenix Wright's ancestor set in like, feudal Japan, it's harder to localize and just brush off the setting like they do with all the other Phoenix Wright games, which is
Just
extremely
the
ambiguous.
worst.
Wait, it's in
Which-
feudal Japan, and Sherlock Holmes is there.
Yeah.
Don't question things. Sherlock Holmes just shows
Wait.
up. Sherlock Holmes just shows up in the middle, the middle of just two. I don't even know what type of like warriors did they have at that time?
Samurai?
Would it be the samurai?
I don't know.
It's just,
That had a question mark on it.
Sherlock Holmes just shows up in the middle of samurais. Oh God.
And then Professor Layton just comes, let's get the whole. And then the guy, the main character from Zero
British
Escape
are
will just get
coming.
all-
The British are coming.
Yeah, I have no idea how they're gonna like do that, but
They're gonna get a localization team on it, and it's gonna.
but
be
I want
like
it so. Well, see, I mean,
Native
personally,
Americans.
if I was the localization team, yeah, no, there's no way. There is
Native
absolutely
Americans in their samurai outfits.
no. They just like redo all the 3D models to have feathers in their hair. That's it.
There's like a guy in a samurai outfit that has feathers sticking out. He has like a samurai outfit that has like an Indian headdress on it.
I don't know. I mean, if I was a localization team, I would just not attempt to localize the setting, which this is like the only Phoenix Wright game where the setting is important, I guess.
And not horribly ambiguous.
Yeah, I mean, it's ambiguous. Even in the Japanese version, it's like, it's ambiguous. But in the American version, supposedly, I don't remember when in the games it's stated, but supposedly it's like, the official localized setting is somewhere in California.
But it's in California. No.
No, I think the only reason they say that is because it has been Gumshoe in the localized version is from Compton, and which is the
Straight
funniest
out
thing.
of Compton.
Gumshoe is
remember-
the silliest looking guy. He has the little bandage on the side of his face and his 3 sprigs of chin hair. And probably wouldn't last 5 minutes in Compton, let alone being raised from there. Also, why is it so hot in my room?
Yeah, have you guys seen the awkward zombie comic about sort of Phoenix Wright localization?
No.
I'll provide a link for Logan to stick in the description. But essentially, how it goes is it's like Phoenix, Apollo, and that girl person with the top hat. I forget what her name is.
Drusy. Ow.
Yeah, that one. But yeah, and so it basically shows Phoenix kind of walking around very clearly Japanese cultured things. Like he's in like a pagoda and he's like, "Ah, Los Angeles, truly the greatest city in these United States of America." And Apollo is just kind of walking around like, I think something's off about this Phoenix." And then Phoenix is like, "Don't be ridiculous. Now come and let's all enjoy a traditional American meal around the traditional American kotatsu." Eat your hamburgers, Apollo.
Oh god. See, and the thing was, like, what did you say that? I know that. Oh god, Maya's
Maya.
obsessed
Maya
with in
yeah,
the
she's
Japanese version.
In the Japanese version, she's obsessed with ramen, and then they localize that to burgers.
Which
in the
doesn't,
American
which
version.
like to me just doesn't make like that's not what I think when it's like you're obsessed with ramen in the Japanese culture. It's like, you're obsessed with
Yeah.
burgers. It's like I don't think those two equate.
I think you could have.
I'm pretty sure like it's a very different culture. People who are obsessed with ramen and people who are obsessed with hamburgers. Like ramen can be a lot of different people in Japanese culture, but people who are obsessed with hamburgers tend to be like southern rednecky types.
Whoa, you've just offended the southern
and
rednecky types. Congrats.
They didn't even need to localize. The only reason they localized that one is because Americans generally associate ramen with poor college students.
Like well,
When
yeah,
it's like,
the
like
instant ramen, not like
yeah, that's what they think of
actual
instant ramen, like the real ramen. Oh man, I want to go back to Doc Shays very badly, but
Yes.
I'm stuck in Charlotte.
So you've given away your location, Scott.
Oh
They'll come
god.
for you.
The
Please
airstrike
do
is
it.
on its way now.
But yeah, I just found a screenshot of I don't know the name of the guy, but Phoenix's ancestor, the female partner, Sherlock Holmes and Watson, where Watson, female little girl Watson, looks like she came straight out of Guns of Icarus. Like that is the most steampunk Watson girl design.
Watson is a doctor. Why steampunk?
Don't question these things, Taylor.
But anyway, the original point of this conversation was this is like the least likely to get localized Phoenix Wright games,
And it's the one you hope the
but I
most
really
gets.
want it to get localized. And I have this like gut feeling that it will probably be just because like if the Dual Destinies and Leighton versus Phoenix Wright sold well, which I imagine they maybe did, then I don't see why they wouldn't localize it, especially because they could just do the download only like they did with Dual Destinies.
Yeah.
But the only one that they still have yet to localize is Investigations 2, which I don't care anymore because I did the fan translation, and
That was good enough for you.
that was good enough for me. It was a really good fan translation. Like, it felt like it was professional. Props out to them. They even did voice dubbing correctly, something that the Dual Destinies needed to take advice from them on. They need to learn that you need to stop hiring Wendy Lee for things.
All the Wendy Lee fans now offended.
Sorry,
three of
Wendy
them.
Lee fans. I
They
don't
could,
know.
they could have gotten Lauren Bailey, who's like, the one person that if you've ever watched a dub of anything, you've probably heard Lauren Bailey's voice in it. She was also Trunks, which is my favorite one that she's done from Dragon Ball Z. Trunks and Bulma, which are all like names of pants.
Yeah, I don't know. Very prominent voice actors have always like not really bothered me, but it's just like why do so few people work in this industry? Like
Well, it's always interesting though when you get someone like I can't remember his name now, but like he's very popular, but he does voices that are just so far away from each other. Like it's like he does really well at throwing his voice into like different things, but Wendy Lee has just a distinct like it's Wendy Lee. You hear it,
Yeah.
you're like that's Wendy Lee.
Because
Yeah,
it's
usually
irritating.
usually the guy I think about with this sort of thing is Yuri Lowenthal, who just shows up in everything, and his voice doesn't change. Like he always sounds the same, and you can always tell when it's him. And he always sounds the same. Like I remember playing whatchamacallit, Metro. I was playing Metro, and at points of it, just Yuri Lowenthal's voice shows up, speaking with a very obviously fake Russian accent, and it's like, why are you doing
Would you
that?
like some vodka?
Get out of here, Yuri Lowenthal. And he like voiced the courier in Fallout New Vegas, just sort of providing sort of the noises that they make when they're fighting,
Blech.
which always frustrated me because whenever I tried to play like a tough male character, like a cowboy or something, it would be fine up until the point where I like take a swing with a melee weapon, and then it's Yuri Lowenthal's, Bishi voice going, "Eh!" And it's like, that's not. Why can't I choose this voice?
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty sure Laura Bailey did the female courier. So,
But then there's the ones who are like very ubiquitous and are good, like who voiced Booker?
that's who I was gonna say. Because he voiced other
Troy,
people.
Troy Baker.
Yeah, Troy Baker, because he did other things, and it's like, whoa, he did that? You mean him and Booker DeWitt were voiced by the same guy? You're lying to me. There's no way. There are people like that. I like that.
There was one that I was really surprised by. I'm about to try and find it. Yeah.
There are always those people that are just, they will surprise you because they actually do really well. And Laura Bailey does a really good job, but you always
Yes. Speaking of Troy Baker, he voices the main character in Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor.
yeah, there you go. So,
Oh, and he was the motion capture actor for him as well. That's interesting.
And he played Booker DeWitt, and he's a very talented guy.
Very, very prevalent from what this Wikipedia page shows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, he voiced Kai Ling in Mass Effect 3. God damn it.
Oh yeah, he was. That's right. He was Snow in Final Fantasy. That's what I was thinking of. I think.
Oh, man. Oh, it's like 50-50 now. Because I love Booker, and Talion is well voiced, but like, freaking Kai Lang and Snow. But I don't really know much about Snow. I just know he's annoying.
Yeah, so
But yeah, neither of you guys played Mass Effect, so
I've kind of wanted to, but I just haven't.
yeah.
He's in a lot of Call of Duty games as well.
Yeah, all the Mass Effect games are good. It's just there's some story-based stuff in the last game that I don't like, and Kai Ling is kind of at all the center of them. Freaking villain Mary Sue just kind of showing up, being all cool and out of place with this stupid ninja nonsense.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anything else you could think of that's coming out?
not that I can think of. I just know this podcast is gonna be like 2 hours long.
That's okay. Processing rendering will be, but I don't really have to edit anything in this, so I have no worries about that. So
There is one. I don't know anything about it, but I'll speak for it on Ray's behalf. He gave money to this Kickstarter game.
I saw that. I'll put a link in there. I'll find that link.
Okay,
And I'll put
it's
it
called Pip, I believe.
Yeah, it's called like Pip or something. It looks really cool, and I might donate some money to it as well.
Hang on, let me actually find out what the actual name of that is. Because I don't think it's Pip. I think it's like Adventures of something.
The Adventures of Pip?
Probably. Just looking at the Game Grumps page because they played it at one point. Crap. Yeah, it's Adventures of Pip.
Yeah, so I'll put that link to the Kickstarter in there stuff. If you donate $5, your name gets in the credits, so that's pretty cool.
Hooray.
Best thing.
I might do that so that my name will be in the credits. It'll be cool.
And also to support this cool game, right?
And that mostly to support the cool game, actually.
But also to get my name in the credits.
Yeah, I really wish that I had gotten in on the Shovel Knight thing, because if you donated a certain amount of money, they put your like picture and pixel art in the background of this one level. It's really cool. But yeah, I love Kickstarter. I love the stuff that people do on there. I love seeing all these people. But yeah, so I'll put that in there. So if there's nothing else, gonna leave this, and I think the next time that we'll do this might be around Halloween time, because I kind of want to make a spooky, scary Halloween episode.
Oh goodness!
Hooray! We can talk about all sorts of horror stuff, even though probably I'm gonna have nothing to talk about. All right. Well,
Oh.
goodbye.
Hello.
Scott, you messed up once again.
Oh no. Now I'm gonna have to start the whole thing over again.